Now, the Department of Correctional Services has vowed to take strong action against the 2 inmates who stabbed 3 officials at St Albans Correctional Centre in the morning. The incident took place during the serving of breakfast at the Medium B section. A full-scale investigation is expected to be conducted internally, with a criminal case to be registered with the South African Police Service. Now joining us is Singabakho Nxumalo, Correctional Services spokesperson. Singabakho, I appreciate your time this afternoon. Just bring us up to speed with what information do we know regarding the stabbings of the 2 officials?
A very good afternoon, and we are able to confirm an unfortunate incident where 3 of our officials were stabbed by inmates this morning at St Albans Correctional Facility when breakfast was being served. It's an incident that has disturbed us because we want to investigate and get to understand the motive behind it, because no form of assault, being stabbing, or any disturbance may be tolerated in our correctional centers. Hence, as a department, we committed that strong action has to be taken against the perpetrators.
Now, 3 of your officials have been stabbed. In what condition are they at the moment?
The 3 officials were treated inside our facility. They were then transferred to an outside hospital. That's when they were receiving treatment, and we haven't received any other report indicating that the situation could be severe, but we are in a position to provide additional support, and we wish them a speedy recovery, and continuously we'll be checking in terms of their progress.
Now, we talked about this happening in a Medium B section, a part of the correctional facility. Does it suggest that these are not ordinarily dangerous criminals?
What is happening is that security has to be at a level where we can guarantee the safety of officials, inmates, and other people who visit our facilities. So as a department, we have to be disturbed whenever our security is breached, be it in a form of items being smuggled or any assault committed against our officials. Hence, as a department, we've made it clear that we will not tolerate such acts. And when things like this happen, we have to deal with those perpetrators, irrespective of their classification, be it medium classified or even maximum classified. Any form of an attack unleashed against our officials is an attack on the state. Hence, we need to act harshly so.
Now, let's talk about the perpetrators. Would they have now been put in solitary confinement, or what is the process when an incident such as this occurs?
The procedure is very clear. The perpetrators must be identified, and they must be segregated, meaning they have to be moved somewhere else. And that is when they will have to be interrogated in order to get more information. And you have to then launch an investigation. And once you've received sufficient information, you will then have to decide where to keep such perpetrators. But one thing for sure, you cannot keep them in the same unit where they were until such time that corrective measures are taken against them. And this will also mean that they will lose some of the privileges that may have been afforded to them, and they will have to be reclassified.
Let's talk about incidents of such violent activities in our prisons currently. Is this something that happens periodically, or are you surprised that it's actually happened at all?
It's something that, will happen from time to time. It's really hard to determine the sequence because what really angers us as a department is that such things ought not to happen, because our procedures are very clear, and what is expected from inmates is well documented. When they are admitted, we make it clear what is the that is expected of them, but when they then attack our officials, that's an attack on the state, as I've said. Therefore, we need to deal with them. So any other incident that gets reported is a disturbance that must be dealt with. But the frequency of them is really hard to determine because, it will take maybe a month or 2 or 3 in between. But it's something that, as a department, we wouldn't want it to take place. Hence, be it a minor offense or serious one. Whenever it happens, we need to act. And we need to send a very strong message to others, because correctional facilities are closed spaces, so any disturbance happening there is likely to cause conditions which will not be favorable for our officials and other people who are there to render different services.
Singabakho Nxumalo, Correctional Services spokesperson, appreciate your time this afternoon.